What's up, everyone? Shawn Archer here. I hope you are having a great Lord's Day. Guys, I wanted to talk about something a little different today. The whole reason I'm doing this channel is not because I love it, because I don't. Well, I like it sometimes, but most of the time I don't. I am taking a business class online. One of the assignments, challenges, I guess you could say, is to do this YouTube course. So, not YouTube course, but do a YouTube channel, and it's supposed to expose some of your weaknesses, your flaws, make you listen to yourself, learn things and implement them, stuff I'm not always good at. But hey, I gotta look at myself in the screen, so it gets hard after a while, because I'm not so good looking. So, as I'm sitting here reflecting at the pool here, because I'm a billionaire, I realize as I'm learning more and more from the courses I'm taking, and I'm mostly done with the online courses, and I'm really having my mind blown. First of all, the content is stuff that I have never heard before, whether it's improving your credit score or real estate or crypto. What are some other ones? LLC courses, things like that. Just stuff I've never known, and I'm probably not going to run into in my lifetime unless you specifically go after those types of things. Plus, the course I'm taking is very, I would say, detailed, but practically detailed. It's not like a college course where you're doing a bunch of stupid stuff that isn't going to amount to anything. So, I've come to realize that I've always thought that I was a pretty decent investor. Turns out I am really not. And it's not that I don't know what to invest in. It's that I don't know when to always get out. I don't know when to take profits. I usually hold stuff too long. And I don't typically ride cycles. I think, in my mind I'm thinking, okay, gold and silver, these are assets that have stood the test of time for thousands of years. You can't go wrong with them. Well, the reality is they have cycles like anything else. They go up, they peak, they come back down, just like real estate goes up, it peaks, and it drops. So, the stock market's the same way, and the crypto market's no different. Everybody, if you're new to something and you're doing really well, like I was, back in 2017, 2018, I thought I was really smart until I didn't sell because I didn't know anything about cycles. Talk about a humbling experience when you don't have any money to invest in to begin with, and you invested, an entire paycheck into something, and it's pumping, and you think you're doing great, and it's going to pump for the next 5 years. And a couple months later, it just dumps all the way to the bottom, and you've lost 95% of your gains or something. Then you basically have to sit on it until it goes back up years later. So I've never struggled on knowing what to invest in. I've learned better ways to invest, but more importantly, and this is stuff we're not taught in school all that well naturally, unless you really specifically go into these fields. And I've even known stockbrokers. I've had family members who've had stockbrokers, and to be honest with you, they're not that smart, because some of them are, but a lot of them are not. And what's interesting is these courses I've taken, I'm like, man, I could outperform these guys just with what I know. Anyhow, a lot of things I've learned, a lot of things I've had to unlearn and rethink strategies on what to do. I'm taking a tax liens and deeds course right now. I'm pretty much finished with it. I got to do the deeds course when it comes out. It's still pre-filming, so that one blew my mind. I didn't even know what a tax lien was. And if you don't know what a tax lien is, look it up. Basically, if you own a house or you own whatever it is, property, and you don't pay your taxes on it, the county will issue a lien, or they'll send you some in the mail saying, hey, you really need to pay your taxes. If you don't pay them, or if you forget to pay them, or just decide, hey, I'm not paying them, then that particular tax bill will go up for auction, and anybody can buy it. So if you owe $2,000 on your annual taxes for your house and you don't pay it, well, the county's going to get its money, and so they're going to send it up for auction. People can bid on it, and you have, depending on the state, you have a certain amount of time to pay that off plus the penalty, or you're going to lose your house or your property or whatever it is. And so people can invest in that, and it's pretty much the most guaranteed return of any investment, because really it's a win-win situation. Either you get paid back with interest or you get the property. So I've never heard of this stuff before. So things like that, I didn't know things about credit scores and little tips and tricks on how to improve your credit score and what really dings your credit scores. LLC, what's the importance of having an LLC versus, if you own it, let's say you owned a rental house and you just have it in your name under your social security number, etc. The benefits of having it to where if somebody decided to press charges against you, would be a lot more difficult. So things I'm learning I love learning new things. I really do, because number one, I went to college and I wasn't that much of a student, to be honest. I've always been a bit of a self-educator, and just most of the topics are you have to learn them, doesn't mean you want to learn them. This course that I've taken is something that I've actually been interested in, and I put money down on it, and I've really enjoyed it. And it's done, it's a video series, so I like that kind of thing, whereas sitting in a classroom is not so much my style. Most importantly, and I would say this to anyone listening to this, is commit things to prayer. I think in life as a Christian, I think, well, there's certain categories of things you pray for, but that's not the reality. You commit everything to prayer, and that's what I've done, and I want to continue to do that more, and not to just make impulsive decisions. I've made plenty of impulsive decisions where, looking back, I'm like, wow, what were you thinking? Why did, first of all, that wasn't a good decision on any level, but had you sat down and prayed about it and just even thought about it, you probably would have come to a different conclusion. So being hasty has gotten me in trouble, and that's something I've learned even recently, getting scammed on a crypto thing. Not fun when you lose money, but like I've said before, when you lose money, you educate yourself a lot quicker versus someone who just doesn't really care. I look forward to, as we get deeper into this cycle, and the next phase of this is going to be a real estate, as we go into hyperinflation, watching the real estate market react. And I don't own real estate, guys. I don't own a house, but there is a more intelligent time to buy a house based on real estate markets, right? When prices are low versus buying them at the peak. Ask anybody who's bought Bitcoin at the peak and then watched it come down, or any other asset, and you're like, oh, wish I knew that one. I wish I knew where the peak was, or I wish I even knew what a cycle was. So lots to learn, guys. Never stop learning. The older I get, the more I realize I have to seek smarter people than I am and learn things that I don't know, guys. You don't know what you don't know, but putting good people around you, and learning from people, and just finding those networks. For me, it's this business course and the channel I listen to associated with it. Man, that's one of the best things in this year that I've done, and I'm really glad I did it. It did cost me money, so again, when you put skin in the game, you're more apt to actually be serious about it. And yeah, I love it. Find something you're interested in, and it's like everyone's parents are probably saying, get a job that you like, find something you're interested in, and it's not work. Well, yeah, I've not really experienced that lately, but or ever in my life. I feel like work is work, but we all want to have a little more financial freedom. Honestly, who is really, how many people are saying, yeah, I really want to get up at this hour and come home at this hour because I just love it? Not many people, I would say, and I'm no different. But I do want to commit my days to the Lord. And so I operate my life through those boundaries and parameters, and I keep an open hand and an open mind and heart to God, saying, Lord, I want to be used wherever, but at the same time, I'm going to seize the day, and I'm going to find ways to make some extra cash if it's there and if it's available to do. And that's something I focused on lately and committed to prayer. So anyhow, y'all, it's the Lord's Day. Wanted to share something a little different today, something outside of the crypto and the market stuff. But as always, be a blessing to someone today. Give somebody a call. Say hi to your mom. And TIA, this is America. And I'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe. I'm out.